Everybody been knew Drake was soft and Diddy was insane. They was at a party once. Diddy said, Drizzy! Drake said, huh? Boom!
To assaults, to crimes. It's like P. Diddy was going for some kind of high score, trying to catch every possible crime like a poke.
But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You gonna hear about my party. They're gonna be shutting them down.
100 victims. More than 24 of those future plaintiffs.
How does that even make sense? 100.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You gonna hear about my parties. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. You know, whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizon, people get intimidated. It's a lot of people out there that feel intimidated by it. And it ain't nothing but break it down, racial barriers, break it down, addiction barriers. People from all walks of life. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z. Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying?
Who said that when you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome and you were going to beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
Yo, this show has gotten crazier since the last time I was here. No,
it's all about love, though. That's not true.
You really heard that? Nah.
What? Yeah, I watched it on the internet. You're telling me I can't believe everything I read?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Jimmy, I thought we was friends. Where did this?
Maybe going down on him. Mm-hmm. And he's back there rolling his eyes. He hiding the mother. And when he put his head down, there's one of them white boys sucking on him.
Oh.
You understand? That has happened. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got these guys who, they go into these Turkish houses. Once you get to that door, you don't go back in there. But you know what they do in them Turkish houses. Well, you can assume what they do, quote unquote.
Every name the man ever used. Shockwaves, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. PD, a.k.a. Love. I would just like to note here that I do not remember the PD era. That is number one. And number two, shockingly, for those of us who are old enough to remember when he was Puffy, Puffy did not make this. And it appears Puffy did not make this, I guess because he stopped calling himself Puffy way before the allegations in the paperwork. And basically what they are saying is that up until 2008, there was this dude that by and large was like a record company executive. And in 2008, he turned into Mr.
Man, that's for damn sure. Freak often got tore your world up. But you know what happened? You should have never sued the liquor company. That's where you up. You don't give a about you tearing up booty holes. You when you sued the liquor company, because the liquor company is owned by the biggest conglomerate on earth, the BlackRock people. You done bit off the hand that was feeding you, and now you done chop both your feet and your hand off, and your head's coming next. You was making money with your just shut. You just thought your ego got out of whack because you was controlling everything at them freak parties. Now you think you control the hand that's feeding you. You stupid mother. He sued the liquor company May 2023. November 2023, Cassie come up with the lawsuit. Connect the dots. Cassie got two checks. She got a check from the liquor company people that put her up to doing that shit, and she got a check from Puffy to try to keep her quiet.
That tons of people knew about, from car bombs to assaults to crimes. It's like P. Diddy was going for some kind of high score, trying to catch every possible crime like a Pokemon. He has terrorized the music industry for decades and ruined so many lives. In recent times, the evidence against him to support all the allegations that have existed for decades has been overwhelming and led to a large investigation against P. Diddy, and now it looks like we're reaching the climactic finale with him being arrested. When this story broke last night, the indictment was sealed.
100 victims. More than 24 of those future plaintiffs.
How does that even make sense? 100 victims? This is just one phase of the allegations and stuff. Like, on top of that, he had allegations prior. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
Diddy Combs, on behalf of more than 100 victims. More than 24 of those future plaintiffs say they were just kids when Combs allegedly assaulted them.
It's not so cool when you start to own things. You see what I'm saying? So I made a lot of money with them too. Like, there's a point, they did a deal that mirrored what Puffy's deal with Diageo was for Ciroc. So he didn't have ownership of that at any point, but he was getting a lot of money, like almost like $60 million a year at one point. So you see him go to De Leon is when you see him have some issues. And these people have really strong relationships. Don't think that the civil case doesn't turn into a criminal case faster because he's making them uncomfortable. That's a big part of it. The spirits business it's not governed. They got a discus board that they created, right? If you got two companies that are $3 billion a year, and Beam Centauria and Diageo, the distribution level, it's very hard for you to get things to a point where you can do the right numbers. They incentivize the sales force by giving them box bonuses. And then when you sell a product, you get the bonuses off the boxes that's there. But you make that no matter.
Who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
Yes,
right?
without a doubt.
You guys participating in. So, you know they're going to get you if they can. It's a little crazy how Puffy gets booted out the alcohol business and Jimmy Iovine steps in with Andre and Snoopy promoting it. It's never a good look when it comes to culture of hip-hop and for our community, of our people. I turn myself in. Sometimes you gotta face the music. That's most of the time. Puffy, I'm gonna give you some real advice. 2 quick things. You gotta make a decision. When you go to prison, either you're gonna be standing up pissing or squatting sitting down pissing. I advise you to try to take the first one, because you know if you're squatting pissing on the seat, you know what that means. Oh yeah, by the way, do not do your time going by Brother Love. Brother Love is not a good code name for prison. I'm out.
All these trips that Kim and I aren't invited on.
You wouldn't pick up for the weekend and leave your kids? You don't have help on the weekends.
I'm not saying I want to go.
Oh, dis.
So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
so far
French
so good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
No.
Are you drinking, Chloe?
No.
You have to get these margaritas
Chloe,
out of here. Why aren't you drinking? Yeah,
but last night. She didn't go to bed.
I haven't been to bed yet.
You haven't? I want to be Chloe when I grow up, Court.
Oh, you're just so little.
Like my balls are just going.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. So this party, I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
Everybody been knew Drake was soft and Diddy was insane. They was at a party once. Diddy said, Drizzy! Drake said, huh? Boom! Smacks that boy. Diddy puts his hands on him. The crowd went, now how Drake be talking in his songs, the crowd was like, do you know who you're messing with, Diddy? That's the sixth god himself. Everybody waiting in bated breath for Drake's response. So Drake goes, you better not do that again. Drake's boys go, what he meant to say was, and they hop in. A scuffle ensues. During the scuffle, somehow Drake gets his shoulder dislocated and they have to take him to the hospital. Now, you may be wondering why this makes Diddy insane. Well, that's because of how the scuffle ensued in the first place. You see, there was a song called 0 to 100. No pun intended. That beat was supposed to go to Diddy. Diddy heard the beat and said, nah, I don't want to use this song. A couple months later, Diddy listens to the song again and goes, you know what? I kind of like it. He hits Drake up, says, Drake, can you make this song for me? Drake goes, of course, we're friends. Drake makes a song. Diddy listens.
You are crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. Pray for the young people. You know what this is. It's not a game. And please understand very clearly, there is zero woosah moments, me talking about situations for over more than a decade and a half, And then all of a sudden everybody woke up like, whoa, yo, we thought you were crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. I'm crazy to tell a mother on 3 forms of public transportation across a bridge to get to work to support me that, hey, I may have to pass on these opportunities for scholarships because I'm going to write a song and we're going to eat for the rest of our lives. That's crazy. But what I am not is a liar. That I'm not. All I did was give the science. I was ignored, laughed at, ridiculed, things of that nature. But that's okay. My God is so much bigger that my God got me. And I got you.
Smokes, you're not going to believe this, but there is, in fact, a Diddy and Michael Jackson connection. Yes, the lawsuit that we have been covering and following, so much being revealed. You're not going to believe that somehow it is connected to Michael Jackson and his death. And I gotta be honest, I'm kind of terrified. I think this is gonna be the last day that I cover it because we're getting close to something that is very dangerous. All right, so I wasn't kidding at the top, guys. I am probably not going to cover this anymore because it is definitely getting a bit terrifying. Obviously, we covered this. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch. I believe it was Monday's episode. But yes, the Diddy lawsuit is absolutely crazy. Full stop. What if I told you guys that it is about to get even crazier, that there is directly a link to Michael Jackson's death? I want to be clear that when everything was going on with Michael Jackson, the lawsuits, his death, I thought that we were in full conspiracy theory territory when people were saying that Michael Jackson was killed.
Hey, Kevin, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
You'll see, when I hosted for Diddy?
Yeah. Nah?
You asking the wrong person the wrong question. What's your question?
Do you think he's safe in jail?
Wrong person, the wrong question. You ask me about Grant for me,
This situation is made much more intriguing by the way it addresses larger issues in the entertainment industry, especially the frequent use of friendships, alliances, and feuds as tactical instruments. 2 of the most important figures in modern music, Drake and Diddy, have both mastered the art of carefully controlling their public personas to maintain power and relevance. But it looks like they are losing some of the power they used to have over their stories. There is more at stake than ever because of the tapes, which are an unpredictable factor that neither artist can easily spin or avoid. Many people have started to revisit the infamous events of 2014, the 0 to 100 beat dispute, which was a turning point in their relationship. The fight, which many believed had been put behind them, now feels like a precursor to the current situation. An idea of the core problems that can't be fully solved beyond the tapes and the resurfaced footage. There is also a broader conversation taking place about the impact of this scandal on both artists' legacies for years. Some fans have even gone so far as to say that the leaked tapes might contain footage or audio from that night, shedding new light on what really happened between the two. If true, such revelations could upend everything we thought we knew about the Drake-Diddy dynamic. Drake, on the other hand, has built his brand on versatility, growing from a rapper into a global pop star with a carefully crafted image of emotional depth and cool detachment. Diddy, on the other hand, has positioned himself as a figure who transcends hype-hop and touches every corner of the entertainment world. Together, the two have navigated the highs and lows of fame, creating empires that stretch far beyond music. However, this controversy threatens to erode those legacies, casting doubt on the sincerity of their public personas and possibly exposing the messy realities that lie behind the glossy veneer of fame. Even while Drake is no new to controversy, this particular problem feels more severe and momentous in light of his abrupt exit. If the recordings include unfavorable details about him, it can have a significant effect on his career. Will this be the room where you guys are taking part in music, so you know they're going to get you with Fang music? Can you believe how Jimmy Jin enters the booze business with Ander and Snippy marketing it after Puffy leaves? Music, when it comes to hip-hop music, luck is seldom on our side. I admit that sometimes I turn myself in, but you have to accept that the music is generally excellent. I'll give you some good advice. 2 brief things. You have to decide if you're going to urinate in a standing position or a sitting position when you go to prison. I suggest you attempt to go with the first option since you know what that music signifies if you're pissing on a seat. Oh, and by the way, Brother Love is not a suitable code name for prison, so don't zerk your time. I'm not saying I want to go, but who was with you this weekend? I'm tired of all these excursions that Kim and I aren't asked on, and you wouldn't pack up for the weekend and leave your kids. You don't have help on the weekends. Many of my friends Diddy Quincy Montana has so far seen Justin Bieber. I want to be Chloe when I grow up. Oh, you're just so little that it feels like my balls are just going. I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. You know half of the people you're naming are not drinking GCL. You have to get these Margar out of here. You drink from last night, she didn't go to bed. Drake's decision to exit the country suggests that he is taking the situation very seriously, but it is unclear whether he will confront the controversy head-on or continue to distance himself from it. Go to this party and imagine half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it. Will Drake manage the scandal and emerge unscathed? Being a person who has established his name on being unwavering and always in charge of the possibilities, Diddy also finds himself in a perilous situation. As someone who has long been seen as a gatekeeper in the entertainment world, Diddy's influence could be at risk if this scandal gets even more out of control. Fallout from these tapes could be devastating if they reveal anything damaging about his personal or business life. It could tarnish the legacy he's worked so hard to create. More than that, it could destroy the relationships he's built within the industry. The thing that's probably most fascinating about the whole thing is how little we really know about the tapes. Their contents are still mostly a mystery, and both Drake and Diddy have been mum about them. The world is waiting for more concrete information, so all we can do is speculate as to what might happen next. Will the tapes ultimately prove one of the artists innocent, or will they reveal a side of both men that fans were unaware of? In the meantime, speculation about the tapes has reached a fever pitch. While fans are left wondering how this scandal will change the face of contemporary hip-hop, industry insiders are racing to get ahead of the story, and insiders are speculating about how the scandal will affect the lives of those who are waiting on every new piece of information that leaks out on social media. With two of the biggest names in music at the center, the story will continue to evolve as new details emerge and the public continues to sort through the clues. Will this be the moment that finally forces Drake and Diddy to confront their long-standing issues, or will it drive them even further apart, leaving behind a fractured relationship that can never truly be mended? One thing is certain, the story is far from over,